Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I'm going to show you how to make a batch of Lancashire Tosset Biscuits or cakes, whichever of those takes your fancy. So as I show you how, please sit back, relax with a cup of tea in hand, putting those feet up too, and enjoy this episode. And don't forget to subscribe. Apparently named after the St Oswald church feast in the Lincolnshire village of Stalmine, these To St Oswald biscuits, or more commonly Tosset biscuits, are a short, lightly spiced biscuit akin to shortbread that pair wonderfully with tea. In this episode, you'll be shown how to prepare a batch with simple, readily available ingredients before a session of tasting at the end. So now, with the introductions made and your interest peaking, please allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's brilliantly British Lancashire Tosset Biscuits, you will need some caraway seeds, some coriander seeds, some fine white sugar, some plain white flour, diced butter, and a little pinch or two of salt. And that is all you will need for today's brilliantly British Lancashire Tosset Biscuits. But please, before you get started, before you do anything at all, please switch on your kettle, brew yourself a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you bake. To prepare a batch of Tosset biscuits, begin by finely grinding your caraway and coriander seeds before combining flour, sugar, a pinch of salt, and your ground spices, following on by incorporating cold diced butter with a food processor or your fingertips in my case, until sand-like in consistency. With that done, proceed by adding just enough cold water to bring the ingredients together to form a dough, which, once formed, should be rolled out to a thickness of 3 to 5 millimeters on a well-floured surface before dividing with a cutter. With the first cutouts placed on a lined baking sheet, reconstitute the scraps into a dough once more before rolling out and cutting out until all of the dough has been used up. The batches should then be set to rest in your fridge for at least 30 minutes or better still, an hour before proceeding, leaving you with ample time to rehydrate and relax with some brilliantly British content in hand, making sure of course to like and subscribe. Thank you. In preparation for baking, I began preheating my oven and with the biscuits recalled from the fridge, proceeded with a sprinkling of sugar followed by some pricks with a toothpick before placing in my oven to bake until pale and aromatic. Once baked, the biscuits ought to be ideally left to cool on a wire rack to develop a short, crisp texture. And so, with that done and with a batch of Tosset biscuits made and your interest peaking, I think it's time for tasting, tasting, tasting. Are you ready? Are you steady? 3, 2, 1. This thing that I hold in my hand, as you can see, is very thin, dainty, crisp, flaky, short in texture, which is essential. This is essentially a variant of a shortbread, except we both know this has been spiced subtly, and you can tell straight away. It's lovely. When you have a sip of tea with the biscuits, those notes, those spiced notes come through immediately. They're brilliant. They're subtle. They're light. They're not overpowering. They are just as they appear on the plate. And so with all of that being said, please go out, get the few simple ingredients and make a batch of Lancashire Tosset biscuits, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you all for allowing me to show you how to make a batch of Tosset biscuits. Knowing that you loved this episode, don't forget to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any of our new releases. Tell everyone you know about the brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you next time.